Do you like anime? Do you like Japanese inspired things? Do you like clothes? I'm sure you like to stay warm. Well, I got this stuff for you. Introducing Imori.com, a website that introduces anime and Japanese inspired styled clothing made in-house. And you can use the code Uchi15 to save yourself 15% off of all these cool, dope hats, beanies, hoodies, t-shirts, sweatpants, and way more where that came from. That's Uchi15 at checkout to save yourself 15% off your entire order at Imori.com. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Uchi, and back again, once again. How y'all doing today? Hey, so we got first for first, April 1st. This is when I'm recording this, so I didn't really need to tell you that. But it's been a long time, and long time as in I should have freaking read this, John, the second it dropped. But work and everything around the world has been going on, and a lot of family crisis issues that are very real, unfortunately, that I've had to endure over the last couple months have gotten in the way of allowing me to sit down and fully immerse myself into one of my favorite franchise series of all time in Death Note. Death Note literally came out with a special one-shot, so if you were like me, or if you're just living under a rock and you had no idea, well, here you go. This is the special one-shot story, still by Sugumi Oba, the art still by Takeshi Obata, the two geniuses behind Death Note. Death Note had 12 volumes of manga, a whole bunch of adaptations, and an amazing anime that still holds true to this day as people's favorite in their top 5, top 10, whatever. And for the first time in years, they decided to basically give the series a resurgence and provide us with an additional part to the story of Death Note. Now, if you're coming from watching my last video about Light's actions being justified, definitely go check that out if you haven't already. But there's a lot of things that I discussed in that video outside of just if his actions were justified. I talked about other possible theories or things that I would implement into the story of Death Note to basically see some form of continuation, because let's face it, I know that all great things must eventually come to an end. But listen, coming from shows like Naruto and One Piece and Bleach and all these different freaking shows that may be shonen or not shonen, they got longevity. They are long lasting. And I know sometimes when you have a story that has a definitive end or whatever, people appreciate that, and I can definitely appreciate it too. But there are just a few things that I felt like could continue Death Note, so definitely check that video out. But this is why I'm here today, to finally give you guys the reaction. And this is the first time I've ever done this, okay? So, and I did some previous research into exactly how manga reactions go, and it seems like the format is basically kind of almost like a narration read-along, and it's kind of awkward for me considering that I come from editing a lot of videos where I apply a lot of edits and cuts and do all sorts of fun things. And I feel like with manga, since you can't necessarily really show anything without getting like a copyright strike, I think that's kind of how we're gonna be doing this. So again, if you guys are already okay with that, or if you wanting to see more manga reactions, let me know in the comments below, and let me know exactly what you'd like to see, because again, I definitely would love to spruce up more anime content for you guys, especially content that you guys are specifically looking for. And manga reactions might actually be very good for the channel, considering that the format and how they're done, very it's not hard, I should say. It's not that challenging, I should also say. So that all being said, very long intro, very apologetic for that. Kind of not really, because I needed to get all that out there so you guys knew. But again, if I didn't already say, like the video please, and let's freaking enjoy this Death Note special one shot. It's finally time. Let's get right. All right, here we go. I've been waiting a very, very long time for this. 2013, I didn't succeed like you did, Ryuk. Want the notebook back? I'll take it, but you better have something else for me too. Ah, an apple. Right. Staying true to the lore. Ah, apples are so good. I need more apples, more apples. I could use this notebook to get some human to feed me again. I'll need a real capable one like Light Yagami if I want to eat well for as long as possible, and it'll be more entertaining that way. So my man Ryuk already. So tell me, this is the plot. This is basically the plot that we're working with. We're basically working with Ryuk is Hungry for More Apples. And that is basically why we got a new one-shot. So there is some comedy behind it within the first 2 pages already, okay? May 2019, so this takes place last year. My man Tanaka, the new character, Ryuk comes out the ground. Okay, so he doesn't notice him yet. Taps him on the head with the freaking death note. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is he? Nah. It's been 2 hours. Okay, so this first page, it's almost like he. Oh, hold on. So okay, it looks like he gave this kid memories, but it looks like he had the death note already. Wait, is this the former guy? Is this the Yo, because I thought about this. I was like, yo, what if the former person, because remember when Ryuk first showed up to Light, he said like this is not the first time Death Note dropped. What if he's that guy? Oh shit. All right, let's get it. Been 2 hours, Ryuk. I came up out of the floor like I promised. I'm a Shinigami who keeps his word. Of course you are. You have to keep your word, whether human or death god. I wouldn't work with you otherwise. Exactly. Okay, so 2 years ago. Okay, all right, never mind. All right, so 2 years ago, Minoru Tanaka, top score once again. Very impressive, 3 years running. He could be the smartest middle school student in all of Japan. So my man is young. Oh shit. So Light was a little older, but Tanaka over here, he's a youngin. But why this? Is it an issue of motivation? He's not putting any actual effort in his grades. Now he's sitting on a little swing like Naruto by himself. English, 28 points. I'm so stupid. I wish I could hit my head on the corner of a block of tofu and die. Oh, and then the death note just fell on his head. Oh, is that? This is yours now, huh? Ryuku. Okay, yes. Okay, so when he tapped him on the head again just now in the current scene, not this flashback that's going on right now, but basically he, I guess, gave him all his memories back. So maybe there's a point in this story where we see like he made him forget shit. That's kind of what I'm predicting so far. But this right now, this backstory is literally how Ryuk met Tanaka 2 years before the current time, which is 2019. I guess because this was actually written a year ago. I hear you're pretty smart. What? He's freaking out. But your teachers at school said you got first place 3 years running, that you're the smartest middle schooler in Japan, huh? No way. First place in tests 3 years running. 3 years running tests. I think you might be talking about an intelligence test. It's like some test of subconscious ability or something, but they don't tell us the results. Man, I really hate that school. Even if I got good scores on that test, all it means is that I watch a lot of shows about IQ diagnostics and brain age, and that I waste all my time playing IQ test apps on my phone. The people who are actually smart are solving problems that pertain to the future. Any teacher who says scoring high on an IQ test makes you smart is an idiot. And then Ryuk has nothing to say. So, are you an idiot? I'm a terrible student, but I don't think I'm so idiotic that I'd qualify as an idiot. I guess I'd say I'm good at riddles and quizzes and stuff like that. Maybe someone like that is exactly suited for this. Suited for what? And what are you anyway? You're really freaky. Okay, so Ryuk was just all up in his face right now. We shouldn't just stand around talking, though. Let's go to your house. Huh? No way. And I can't get up right now. It's all right. You're the only one who can see me. No way. That's way too convenient. I'm serious. But my room is messy. All right, so far Tanaka is nothing like Light. So I can actually be okay with this, because if this was like a cookie cutter kind of like continuation where we saw a new protagonist, but this time around he was like exactly like Light Yagami, like this is very refreshing is what I'm trying to get at. Like he's kind of the opposite. He's not like an idiot, but like he said, but he's not like, you know, top of the class kind of guy. This was Kira's? Hey, you're shouting. People can't hear my voice, but they can still hear yours. No way. You mean the Kira? The Kira who eliminated war and greatly reduced crime rates? For being so young, you seem to know a lot about him. Everyone does. He was in my ethics textbook in elementary school, and we studied him in world history and middle school. Wow, really? They treat him like one of the greats. No, in ethics, they taught us that Kira was evil, and in world history, he was described as a mass murdering terrorist, the worst in recent history. But there are also lots of people who say Kira was a god. Oh, yeah? A god, huh? Dude, my man, yo, Light left his fucking mark, son. Oh, shit. How does a notebook like this make you a god? The instructions are on the first page. Just read the thing. Why is it in English? I don't know English. Translate it. Wow. Yo, he's really not like Light. Holy shit. He don't know English. Eigo ga wakarimasen. Janai. Excuse me. So here we go. Oh, we see the full page, how to use it. The human whose name is written in this note shall die. I'm going to read these again just in case they slip some new shit in there, okay? This note will not take effect unless the writer has the person's face in their mind when writing his or her name. Therefore, people sharing the same name will not be affected, okay? That's all the same. And if the cause of death is written within 40 seconds of writing the person's name, it will happen. If the cause of death is not specified, the person will simply die of a heart attack. After writing the cause of death, details of the death should be written in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds. So it seems like the first page is still intact. Nothing has changed since then. So now Tanaka knows. Can't believe all of this, but I guess this explains how he did it. The police in L were trying to arrest Kira, right? Yeah, it was pretty entertaining. Ryu, can you tell me more about what Kira did? I'd like to eat an apple first. Okay. So he hooks him up with an apple, of course, naturally. You happen to be very lucky. My mom's on an apple diet, and I always have one a day. Oh, so he says, so Ryuk says. I can't share personal details, but I'll tell you everything I remember. So then he tells him everything, I guess. And then he goes, you can't be serious. That's wild. So Kira actually made use of the rules about the note's possession and the fact that touching the death note makes people see you, all to his own advantage. He must have been really smart. Oh yeah, my man was a genius. Yeah, his test scores were #1 in the nation. But if you tried to do the same thing now, you'd get caught. Huh? That was 10 years ago, a different era in the human world. There's a security camera on every street corner now, and in every train car, cars and buses have dash cams. Yeah, I guess you couldn't kill the FBI agents the same way. They're more sophisticated at investigating cybercrime, so if Kira tried to get his message out online, they'd track him down right away. And the police have tabs on all cell phone calls. Untraceable messages online only happen when TV shows and movies need to write it that way to make things dramatic. Holy shit. So because of everything, oh my god, everything Light did affected how they fucking live. Oh my god, yo. See, I love how they really just didn't just give us a throwaway series. Like, okay, here's a new guy. He's going to kill a bunch of people. He's going to do the same shit like Light did. Done. No. They are basically, like, if they wanted to, like, all right, let's just keep reading. We'll talk more. We'll keep more. But I'm sure Kira would have come up with a way to do it that still works in this day and age. Facts. Yo, Light is so smart. He'd be able to adapt. And can you do that, Minoru? Huh? This Shinigami wants me to do the same thing that Kira did. You're kidding me. No way I can use this deadly notebook. If I give someone else the notebook or return it to Ryuk, I'll lose ownership, and my memories of it, I can forget everything. Kira gave it back to Ryuk once too, but if I give it back to Ryuk, will he just give it to someone else instead? A notebook that can only be used to kill people. What's the right answer? Damn, yo, he's a critical thinker though. So, see, that's the thing. You don't have to be a genius, okay? As long as you know how to think straight and you can really be good with that. I like this guy. I like Tanaka already. I like him. You haven't said anything for hours. What's up? Oh, I'm the kind of person who thinks and thinks until he reaches reaches his own answer. No wonder you're the quiz king. Okay, so he got this look on right here. He got, okay. There are 2 questions I have, Ryuk. Okay. Oh, he's like, oh yeah. First, are there other humans besides me who can see you? Oh, he said yeah. Oh, Ryuk, don't be lying. I should be visible to the people who touched the notebook when I brought it to the human world in the past. Yo, so, okay, so we see, okay, so the preview images right here, we see, excuse me, I forget their names, it's been a long time, but we see the one guy who was a part of that task force with like kind of like the short, long hair, kind of a little bit, look like lights a little bit. Then we got another dude with a little freaking goatee going on. Then we got the other guy that I'm sorry, I don't remember their names. And then we got Nier, since Nier's still alive, right? But the funny thing, they don't show Misa. I wonder if she's dead by this point because of like her lifespan got halved twice, right? You're sure? I think so. For people who possessed the note but then lost possession, I won't be visible. That I won't be visible anymore. But those who just touched the book should still be able to see me. Right. One other question. So okay, so before he asks this question, he looks away. He's like, he's doubting because he's probably thinking like, oh shit, like, so like he can't even just walk around with him no more because if God forbid any of these guys see Ryuk, they know that the Death Note is in play again. And then they gotta really be on high alert. Okay. The human owner of a Death Note must be possessed by a Shinigami. How far away can you actually get from the owner? That's a tricky question. It's not a firm rule. It probably works as long as I know where you are. Or wait, I would know even from the Shinigami world. So I guess not. Can you be more specific? My point is, there's no set distance. Then come up with a number. Okay. So by the measurements of the human world, 14 kilometers. Yeah. That's close enough to identify humans and to reach you at a moment's notice. The rule wasn't clear before, so there's nothing wrong with me setting it now. So they can set rules? Okay, I've decided. I'm going to return the Death Note now. Come back in 2 years. In 2 years, I'll use the notebook and I can promise you apples every day. Huh? I have to be an apple withdrawal for 2 years? If you can't wait that long, give the notebook to someone else. All right, fine. I'll wait. Holy shit. Okay. So far we are literally 29 pages in out of 88 and already the setting, like the story has been set, all right? The playing field has been set. My man Tanaka is conjuring something up here because right now he don't want anything to do with it. But has to be some kind of reason why he's saying come back in 2 years with it. And if you can't hold your apple withdrawals, just give the Death Note to someone else. So that's kind of smart because in that case he doesn't have to worry about bearing it and the burden and like all that kind of stuff. And he hasn't revealed or not if going to heaven or not going to heaven or hell is like a big factor for him because you kind of go into like purgatory if you use the Death Note. So in that case, I abandon my ownership of this notebook and return it to you, Ryuk. Present day. That's how it went. Yeah. I went without apples for 2 years. Yep, I can go with the plan I thought of 2 years ago. Plan? Yes, just as planned. Just as I planned. I'm going to sell the Death Note? Sell? I'm going to put it up for auction online. That sounds fun, but you were the one who said 2 years ago that everything on the net could be tracked. I'm not going to use the net. That's why I asked you how far away you could be from me. Huh? It was 14 kilometers, you said. Well, Sakura TV is 11 kilometers from here. I'm going to have you go there. Huh? And then in English, no wait, then I can't read it. So you still can't read English 2 years later. Okay. Japanese then. Use a pen and paper from the TV station. Huh? What? Ryuk is mad confused. I want to see what the fuck Tanaka's up to. Good evening. This is News X, tonight's leading story. The power to remotely kill people as used by Kira is being put up for auction. If you want to buy it, use the hashtag Power of Kira on Twitter and indicate your bid amount in American dollars. What? The camera crew, everyone's freaking out. What is that? Oh, wow. Okay, so literally, like, okay, so basically the shot is basically you see like the whole television studio and like the anchors are like behind the desk, but like maybe like 2 feet in front of them, they just see like a piece of paper with all that written on it, and obviously they can't see Ryuk, but Ryuk's the one holding it. Putting the power of Kira up for auction? What is this? Is this an on-air screw-up? Does that mean V Kira? Sakura TV again figures. So he said Sakura TV again figures. What is that cue card doing? We apologize for this. Just a moment, folks. Don't touch it. Just explain the situation. This paper is floating unsupported. It's referring to Kira's power to kill people from a distance. We assure you Sakura TV has nothing to do with this. We take no responsibility for the content of the message you're seeing on screen. My man Tanaka's watching this from his freaking iPhone. It's funny because through the TV, he could see Ryuk. Through his phone, he could see Ryuk. That's mad funny. Okay, so he noticed it. Oh, shit. Okay, all right. So obviously this plays a factor. I wonder, I really want to know why he's trying to get the attention of the people that can see it. So they see it, and then what happens? Okay. Deputy Commissioner, Ryuk is trying to sell the Death Note. You mean someone who got it from Ryuk? Right, that's what I mean. That's what I meant. I hope it's just a joke. It's been about 30 seconds now. Flip. All right, so he drops it. And now he goes into the floor, so now he's gone. The next day, that thing about selling Kira's power isn't real, right? That's in poor taste for the evening news, even for Sakura TV. Hey, check it out. It hasn't even been a day, and people are bidding $3 million online. Holy shit. That's over 300 million yen. Some people think this is real. That's crazy. If it's really Kira's power, millions of dollars is a cheap price. You could control the whole world. I mean, to what cost, though? They have all this security now. It's crazy. There's some news about Kira coming out of Japan right now. What's this? What the fuck you mean L's dead. Come on now. It's a replica of a Shinigami. I'm trying to create a facial recognition system for Shinigami, though I'm sure the barriers are very high. Oh, okay, so it's like he's got like this has to be near. Who the fuck is this? I thought only people who have touched the notebook could see Shinigami, which is why I said the barriers are high. Let's call whoever's putting the murder notebook up for auction A Kira. So it's true then. Yes, I could see the Shinigami. Sending the Shinigami to the TV station, not actually using the internet. Kira is very cautious. Following the Shinigami will be the way to find Kira. What we want is security footage of Kira and the Shinigami together, especially if the murderer notebook is being handed over. Okay, so this definitely seems like it's near because I guess they're referring to him as L nowadays, but his hair is dumb long. Like, it's long as fuck. Like, before it was like mad short or whatever, you know, kind of like curly, whatever. Now his John is like down to his freaking waist. Like, this man looks like he needs a shower at the same time. However, it's essentially impossible to find that footage from all of the cameras in Japan, only using the help of people who can see Shinigami. All the cameras in Japan, so you think Kira is in Japan. Based on the past Kira incident, we can surmise that a Shinigami can't be far from the owner of the notebook. I think we can assume that they're both in Japan for now. I'll arrange a ticket to Japan at once. We have to catch this guy. Assuming we even find Kira, are you certain you can charge them with a crime? In the past, I called the notebook the worst murder weapon in human history. But weapons of mass murder are traded around the world every day. I would assume that killing someone with the notebook is a crime, but it doesn't seem like selling one would be. Wow, yeah, that's a good point. But that notebook is. If you want to seize the notebook, I would recommend finding the person who won it. Once the auction is over, then why are you trying to track down Akira, L? Akira is extremely smart. I have a personal interest in this. I would like to meet them. Yeah, because technically, like, he's not... like Tanaka hasn't even had any plans of killing anybody yet. Unless he's going to use this opportunity to do it at the end. Then he turns into... Oh my god. Okay, never mind. All right, stop. Okay, so if you wish to help, please get in touch with Mr. Aizawa to have... That's what his name was. To have yesterday's interior security camera footage from Sakura TV sent over. Got it. Good to speak to you again for the first time since the old SPK days, Mr. Rester. We've just finished checking out the camera footage from Sakura TV and the surrounding area. What did the Shinigami do? Well, after throwing away the sheet of paper with the message on it, it passed through the bottom of the second floor studio, then the first floor, then the basement parking lot. What's the matter? The Shinigami passed underground and did not show up on the Sakura TV security footage after that. Let's not make this after all. Even if I could make a Shinigami recognition system, it would be pointless. Ah, right. Yeah, so near... Or L, I should say. Nah, he's near. I'm not disrespecting L like that. So near, right? He pretty much made like a mock-up look thing like of Ryuk, like a headpiece, and that was supposed to be like a face recognition thing for Ryuk, I guess. Try and catch him, but if the Shinigami is traveling between the TV station and Akira underground, then there's nothing we can do about it. So he destroyed it. If the Shinigami appears on any camera footage aside from the TV studio, it will be when he's handing over the murder notebook to the buyer. Okay, that's smart. But at that moment, Akira will have parted ways with the notebook, and we can presume that any memory of all of this will be gone. It's a very well constructed plan. So you're saying there's almost no chance we could catch them. If we want to catch them as Akira, it must be at the moment between getting the money and letting go of the notebook. I think it would be easier to figure it out by detecting whoever gets the money after the auction is complete. But I feel like that would be admitting defeat in a way. And in fact, I can't help but feel like this was planned thoroughly enough that it will be impossible to detect the money changing hands. L. Well, ultimately, we only need to track down whoever wins the notebook. Let's sit back and watch for now. Okay, so we're now basically past the halfway mark. All right, so the story's almost done. So we're going to see how this turns out. Seems like it's going well. Yeah, it's up to nearly 10 billion yen now. I'm trying not to pay too much attention to it. It's going so well, it's kind of scary. When does the bidding end? When does the bidding end anyway? And will I stop getting apples? I didn't decide on a deadline, and I can keep giving you apples for a bit after I get the money. Oh, how nice. Tanaka's nice. Only for a bit? Oh, snap. Okay, hold on. Do you like Attack on Titan, Dragon Ball Super, Dr. Stone, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood? Well, those are just a few of the several different hundreds of anime selections that you can watch for free with my trial code for Funimation Now. All you gotta do is click that link in the description below and check out Funimation Now for a free 14-day trial period to enjoy all of these anime and many, many more. That's Funimation Now by using the link in the description below. 1 week left until the end of the auction. It may end prematurely as well. You will be informed if that happens. This transaction will be final. No complaints, no returns. Here we go. We got the numbers. Drag this message out for 30 minutes. It's even on the same pen and paper from our station like before. He said to hold it for 30 seconds. I'll read it now. 1 week left until the end of the auction. Hey, stop. We're live. Oh! Police, don't even think about trying to buy Kira's power. Hey, it's been a while. Because he recognizes this dude. He's one of the police guys. Stupid Matsuda. Okay, that's his name. Matsuda. Right. Your orders were to follow the Shinigami as far as you can if it shows up. Hey, aren't you the guy from a few years ago who appeared on our show and claimed to know who Kira was? That's right. And the power of Kira is a terrifying thing indeed. Well, at least he seems to be keeping himself busy in a manner of speaking. All he's done is make it seem even more believable. What did you think you were doing? It's true, I swear. It's like a voodoo doll that curses people to death if you have their picture and name. By Matsuda's standards, that's a good explanation. Even if it's true, there is absolutely no way that the Japanese government can purchase something like that. At any rate, Matsuda, you are now on desk duty for the time being to keep you away from the media. Damn, my man got demoted kind of the next day. After Tota Matsuda went on TV yesterday. It's up to $200 billion. That's over 20 trillion yen. That's not personal money anymore. Even the richest man in the world only has 130 billion, I think, which means it's a group, or in this case, probably a nation. Some governments having a proxy bid for them. If they win the auction, they'd become an internationally dominant power. I'd say that's worth 100 trillion yen. I see. No kidding. And Matsuda is literally just sitting there in his classroom just like looking bored. Ooh, it's gonna be interesting. Whoa, 280 billion. That account looks Chinese. Dang, it just went to $300 billion now? Seriously? It's just a race between these two people now. I wish you could ignore all the stupid tweets from people who aren't bidding. Well, I figured it would get to the point of being a national competition. Okay, so now a new news report right here. Don't bother with Twitter. Put your government reps into the media to make an official announcement of how much you will pay to buy it. Now this is getting interesting, says Near, Mr. President. Wow, they even drew freaking Trump in this manga, son. I'm done. In 2005, the FBI director and a boy named Near testified to the president that Kira's power was a notebook that would kill a person if you wrote their name in it. If true, we cannot allow any other nation to get their hands on it. The United States will buy the power of Kira for $500 billion. That's insane. Listen, the one thing I will say though is that let's say the transaction goes through and my man Tanaka has a huge come up. If the only way for him to really realistically get away with all that money is if he actually had a way to get all of it cash and for it to be secretly hidden away from like any kind of bank that would just out of nowhere see this huge increase in like this dude's bank account, like it's like, oh, like where all this money come from? Oh, you must be Akira, you know what I'm saying? Like food for thought. Anyway, back to the story. The People's Republic of China will buy Kira's power for $1 trillion and promises to use it for peaceful ends. You know how that's gonna go. $1 trillion at 100 yen per dollar. That's 100 trillion yen. Is he serious? We'll buy it for 2 trillion and never use it for world peace. Damn, this shit is getting out of hand. The next day, there it is. Any world leader bidding must name a price only, no other nonsense. This is getting pretty incredible. So this is what Near's saying. That's what we said right there. Mr. Prime Minister, is it possible to hold a summit of world leaders to ensure no country buys it? Let's not kid ourselves with idealistic statements. We all know some government is going to end up with it. And whatever country says don't buy it will be the first to turn around and try. The next day, we've passed the quadrillion yen mark. A quadrillion yen equals Japan's national... Oh my god. Maybe we could get Kira to pay off the whole thing. But then the Japanese government would likely return the money to whoever wins it, especially if it's the Americans. Oh yeah, there's the whole US-Japan security relationship, especially if they get Kira's power. Plus, Japan is the most indebted nation in the world, but it also holds the most assets. Huh? What do you mean? I don't get it. Just Google it yourself. Well, if the seller is Japanese and they pay tax on the income, that alone would really grease the national gears. Good point. Yeah, right. They're not gonna pay that. Dude, this is actually crazy. Ryuk, I'm ending the auction tomorrow. Oh? Once I've confirmed the money is in, I'm discarding ownership of the notebook. I need you to deliver it to the buyer. Yeah, I know. I was hoping to get some more apples to eat, but I'm curious about this whole thing too. But dude, where is Misa, bro? Come on. She's probably dead, but no, okay. But how does Akira expect to actually receive a quadrillion yen? It's impossible to pay or receive that amount in bills. It'll have to be an online transaction. Online banking to an individual bank account, wouldn't that identify Akira? That's what I was saying! Yes, it would. Even with an anonymous account, attempting to withdraw it would leave a trail. Well, Akira, how do you intend to get that money? I know that the notebook can manipulate a person's actions for 23 days, but they won't manipulate people to receive the money. If money was the point, there was no need to hold this auction. There are a million ways to control others' actions to gain money. They didn't do that because they don't want to kill others to get money. Assuming Akira doesn't want to commit murder, there is no point to possessing the murder notebook. If you don't want the notebook, then you think of how best to dispose of it. The answer, a very thoroughly planned auction. All of these points line up. Given how cautious Akira has been, I can't imagine they're just testing to see how much Kira's power would go for. No, Akira is serious about this, so I can only assume that there is an equally careful plan for how to receive the money. Damn, son, this is crazy. So now he's back in his room. It's like, what the fuck? Who's that? It's a whole new Shinigami. Harmonia, Justin. Why are you here? Harmonia Justin. The Shinigami King is calling. You have to go back as soon as you're able to leave the side of your human. Why? Don't ask me. I'm just a messenger. Holy shit. That's the first time. I don't think we've ever seen that Shinigami before. He's very scary looking. Oh man, everyone's jaw dropped. Kira's power has been sold to the United States of America for, I don't even know how many zeros that is, but that's a lot of zeros. American dollars. The method of transferring this amount will be revealed in 24 hours. Okay, so this is China. To the Americans, yes, unfortunately. The Americans will have the death note. There was nothing we could do. It only makes sense. Japan would prefer America over China. Following our plan would mean trying to seize the notebook from our own government. If you're going to do it on your own, please. On your own? Why do you say that? Because I live in America now. Yo, Nier lives in America now. Holy shit. You got mean, L. Well, even the original L was like that. When the entire world knows about it, that makes it much harder to just outright use the notebook. Besides, isn't the more pressuring issue at the moment how Akira will handle the transaction? Good point. This could be our final chance to get the notebook and Akira. Do you understand what it means that the money's being handed over tomorrow? 24 hours would be 6 p.m. on Friday, May 24th in Japan time. They probably thought that 3 days would be enough for the panic to subside. Oh, the banks, they close at 3 on Friday and don't open over the weekend. But if they want the money deposited in a Japanese bank, it's like they're asking to get caught. It's 1 quadrillion Japanese yen. The lifetime earning potential of the average Japanese is 300 million at best. If Akira's been planning this out from the start, they're actually phenomenally smart. The next day, the money from the winning bid should be deposited by May 27 of this year in equal amounts to every person with a Yotsuba Bank of Japan savings account and registered residence in Tokyo aged 60 and under as of the date of May 24, 2019. Holy shit. Tanaka's a fucking genius. He literally just hooked up Japan with all this fucking money. Holy shit. Oh my god, and then they zoomed in on it. It's being split up? How many thousands of people have those accounts? And why 60 and under? Even if it was 1 million people, splitting a quadrillion yen between them means a 1 billion yen per person. It's about $10 million. Everyone just made a come up, son. 10 million a person? Tanaka's godlike. Tanaka might be better than fucking Light. For all we know, that's actually going to be a good video discussion right here. Minoru, you have a savings account with Yotsuba Bank, don't you? Huh? Yeah. Oh my goodness, this is unbelievable. What's just happened? We're filthy rich now. What? Hooray for Kira. Kira's our god. Long live Kira. Open up. I need to open an account right now. Give me my billion yen. It says 60 and under, so I just barely qualify. Open doors. Oh my god, the banks are flooding. The 60 and under detail is an intriguing one. Of course, I did assume that Akira was a young person. Limiting the age does increase Akira's share, but it also narrows down the possible targets. Even still, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of people with those accounts. And once 3 days have passed, even Akira will not remember even being Akira. It's basically impossible for us to find Akira at this point. For the first time since becoming L, I must admit defeat. Monday, May... Yo. Wow. This one shot is ridiculous. Monday, May 27th. A payment to Yotsuba Bank of $10 trillion has been made from America, and now customers are storming the bank branches. My money's there. All hail Kira, god of Japan. Holy shit. To avoid chaos, Yotsuba Bank is presently foregoing their usual teller service. Open up. Let me open an account. Don't pull on me. Existing customers have priority. The bank announced that customers will only be able to withdraw their savings amount prior to the 24th at this time, up to a total of 100,000 yen per day, which is around, it's like $1,000. Yeah. More details can be found on the Yotsuba Bank website, so I won't be able to access it for like a month. But they did pay up. Go ahead and take the notebook to the President of the United States. Okay. Is that everything then? Yep, we're all done. Thanks. Once I've discarded possession of the notebook, don't ever show up around me again for any reason. I'm going to forget all of this and live a happy life. I don't want anything to do with this dangerous thing. Man, I didn't realize you hated me so much. You managed to use the death note without even writing in it. That was a fun time, Minoru. I'm giving it up now. Sure thing. Oval Office, White House. So, yo, Trump is literally, again, in this manga, wildin'. I actually got yelled at by the Shinigami King before I came here. He said, how could you let him sell the Death Note in the human world? So there's been a new rule added. A human who buys or sells the notebook in the human world will die. The seller will die when they receive the money, and the buyer will die when they receive the Death Note. Okay, that is the craziest patch update I've ever seen. Holy shit. What? That's crazy. Yeah, I know. I don't think, you know what's crazier? The fact that Ryuk is having a conversation with fucking Trump. It's a brand new rule, so you paid all that money just to die. But if you refuse to take the notebook, I'll treat it as if you didn't buy it. But really? But at this point, you aren't getting any of your money back. Now, if you take the notebook, you'll die, but it will remain here. So someone high and mighty in this country will get it, right? You'll die, but it'll belong to your nation. So what's the plan? Okay, I'm not taking it. Got it. You value your life over your country. But I'm going to announce that I've gained the power of Kira anyway. I've got it, but I refuse to use it. It'll make me look like a saint. Very shrewd, Mr. President. Wow, they really had Trump in here with the power of the Death Note, huh? So, what do I do now? Minoru doesn't know about this new rule. You have to keep your word, whether human or death god. Don't ever show up around me again for any reason. Yeah, he did say that. Yo. See, I feel like the best thing out of this, the best thing that we learned is that you don't need to be a genius to be smart. Now that's a Uchi quote right there, son. Bars. 1 month later, Japan's economy was booming, especially around the capital. They called it the Reiwa bubble or the Kira bubble. I bought an apartment, a house, and 3 cars, all in cash. Cheers. A toast to Kira, a god among men. Huh. What? What happened? Dude, he just... Huh? Are you alright? Could call an ambulance. What a shame. His plan was perfect. I guess it doesn't matter how you do it. Any human who uses a death note meets an unfortunate end. Aw, isn't there anyone who will use this thing for a bit longer than that? Fucking Ryu kills him! That's crazy. He literally kills him. That's the end. That was, bro, that was 1 month later. My man Tanaka straight up said he probably won't even be able to touch this money for another month. And you know what Ryuk did? Ryuk 1 month later even said, what a shame. His plan was perfect. And he says, I guess it doesn't matter how you do it. Any human who uses the Death Note meets an unfortunate end. And that's, I guess, another part of the Death Note. Even though he had a perfect fucking plan, he died anyway. The Death Note is truly cursed. And the Shinigamis are the ones that make sure that that's what happened. He literally didn't even let this guy live. Yo, I fucked with Tanaka so hard. Oh my God. But you know what though? That was a great story. I mean, it goes without saying, like, this was very well thought out. I was very impressed. I was very intrigued the entire way. The story was not boring at all. The whole plan, the whole idea behind this one shot was to basically showcase like that. What if there was a way to use a Death Note without killing anybody? And literally there was not one death until the very end. Literally Tanaka, the guy that got the Death Note dropped on him because Ryuk was the stupid one. Ryuk misread the situation. He thought that the scores that he saw from Tanaka made him seem like he was a genius, but he really wasn't. He wasn't like the genius level like Light Yagami was. But man, all this because motherfucking Ryuk wanted more apples. That is the moral of this entire shit, aside from the fact that Tanaka was smart enough. Like I said, you don't need to be a genius to be smart, right? He was smart. He had a really calculated plan. He was able to be unbothered for 2 years, and then for Ryuk to just come back. Ryuk literally didn't even give it to nobody, it seems, right? He came back, gave him the book, and then he had a new place. All right, this is what we're gonna do. Boom. He was basically gonna figure out a way to not even kill anybody, but to basically put the Death Note up for auction. He sold it, was about to not only, and it wasn't even for just him. This is the best part about freaking Minoru Tanaka. This guy was not even just about himself. He literally hooked himself up along with his entire country, 60 and under. You have that Yotsuba bank account? Shit, I'm about to open one up right now. And boom, everyone's flourishing. Everyone's flexing. Everyone's eating good. And this fucking guy, Ryuk, because they had to write a new rule, and the fact that he literally wasn't gonna fucking, maybe, you know what, now I just think about this, maybe if Tanaka was like, you know what, Ryuk, I don't want nothing to do with this book, but if you want some apples, I got your apples. Imagine. Now that shit would be cool. He might have revealed himself later down the line, but you know, would it have had mattered? I don't know about any kind of continuation from here on out. But the one thing I would like to know is I'm very surprised they didn't even mention Misa once. That kind of makes me wonder. I wonder why they didn't use Misa. I wonder if she actually died. I wonder why they didn't even at least mention that. Because, you know, it's very rare for us to get some kind of, like, continuation of Death Note. But from here on out, I don't know, man. I know Death Note is very popular, but I feel like the likeliness of ever getting some kind of continuation after this is kind of OD, and I don't know what they could do. But then again, with the right minds, I mean, look, they got the original creators doing it. They did a freaking fantastic job as it is. And I know this is probably one of the longest videos I've done in a long time that's not a podcast episode, but look, this manga chapter was a one-shot and it had 88 pages total. We literally went through the entire thing. We could treat it as a review because I'm basically talking about it right now. This shit blew my mind. I thought it was fucking fantastic. It was great. I loved it. Highly recommend it. I'm so glad it was so well done. And it literally blew my mind out of the water because I did not expect for them to write a story about a new character coming up with a way to not only prevent anybody from dying. No one had to die. Not even L, the new L, which is near, right? L admitted defeat and literally didn't even have to die. Tanaka didn't even pick up a pen. He didn't even write nothing in that book. He only opened it to check the rules. The first page worth of rules. I don't know, man. I thought that was godlike. Separate video, we're gonna have to talk about Minoru versus Light. And you guys already know my pick. Tanaka succeeded Light, bro. Succeeded. My man literally had the potential of basically just making the world chill out for a little bit. That's true world peace for a little bit. Because, you know, people change their minds, they get corrupt later on, all that kind of stuff. But still, Tanaka, son. Oh my God, this one shot was godlike. Guys, read it for yourselves, shonenjump.com. That's a cheap plug. They didn't put me up to this, but, you know, that's where I'm reading it on officially, so it's official. That's legit. Make sure you guys taking care of yourselves. Or leave a like and comment Make sure you guys let me know what your thoughts of this if you haven't read it, or if you didn't read it and you pretty much just got the whole summary from me and your thoughts on the whole matter. But I definitely advise you, and I highly encourage everyone that has not read it to please go ahead and read it for yourself, so you can see the artwork, so you can see everything, all the drawings done in this manga. And if you guys want to see more manga reactions to not just one shots, but to like, you know, just like weekly chapters, let me know. And hey, if this video does super well, if you guys let me know in the comments, if this video can get at least 200 likes, please, I beg you, because YouTube algorithm is whack. Right the YouTube algorithm to death note, right? Yeah, right. Like, share, subscribe to me up on Twitter, all that good stuff. Let me know. As always, would really appreciate the support, guys, especially in this tough time. But we're trying to be out here making the positivity run wild. It's been your boy Uchi. I'm out of here. I'll see you next time.